Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody is having a blessed day wherever you are in the world. And allow me to keep it real with y'all for a couple of minutes of your time. Take a couple minutes of your time to keep it real with y'all. I'm going to keep it all the way 100. When you hear on the news that a man or a woman is missing, or you hear on the news that a homeless person is missing, or you hear on the news that a kid, a boy or a girl came up missing. Yeah, they came up missing, but it's not a coincidence to why that person came up missing. The reason why when the news come on and you hear about a homeless person coming up missing, or a man or woman, or even a man or woman that ain't homeless coming up missing, or you hear on the news that a kid, a boy or a girl came up missing, they were murdered. I'ma just come out and keep it all the way real with y'all. When you hear on the news that a man or woman, or that's not homeless, or a man or woman that is homeless came up missing, or a boy or a girl came up missing, it's because they were murdered. They were murdered. And 9 times out of 10, when you hear on the news that a person that's not homeless came up missing, or you hear on the news that a man or woman that is homeless came up missing, or a little boy or little girl came up missing, a boy or girl came up missing, they definitely were murdered. So it is not a coincidence when you hear on the news that a person that's not homeless came up missing, or a person that's homeless came up missing, or a man or one, or not just a man or woman came up missing, or you hear about kids coming up missing, or teenagers coming up missing, that they definitely was murdered by the government, and the government is behind it. When you hear on the news that a man or a woman is missing. And also, let me take it one step even further and keep it more real with y'all, even more real with y'all. When you hear about these people being murdered, it's not only the fact that they be being murdered, but they be being murdered in some of the most evil ways you could possibly imagine. And when you hear on the news, when you hear somebody came up missing, a homeless person came up missing, they didn't just come up missing, they were eaten. When you hear on the news that a homeless person, a man or woman came up missing, they were eaten by somebody. Somebody ate them. when you hear on the news that even with the people, the men and women that are not homeless, that you hear about coming up missing, they were the men and women that came up missing that are not homeless. They was eaten too. Somebody ate them. The men and women that the not just the men and women, but the teenagers that you hear about that be coming up missing, somebody ate them. The little boys and the little girls that you hear about coming up missing, somebody ate them. And who ate them? And I know a lot of y'all probably wondering who ate them. The people that ate the homeless people and ate the people that are not homeless and ate the people that are teenagers and ate the little boys and little girls are the government, the New World Order, whatever name y'all call them. That is who ate the homeless people. That is who ate the people that are the men and women that are not homeless. That is who ate the teenagers, and that is who ate the little boys and little girls. And I'm not lying when I tell you this. Pizzagate, this whole Pizzagate thing is real. A lot of y'all probably wondering, do they really eat people at Pizzagate? They do eat people at Pizzagate. If you ain't heard it nowhere else, you heard it here first. They eat people. Not only do they eat human beings, men and women and teenagers and little boys and little girls, but they also bathe in people blood and to try to maintain their youth and drink their blood. You know what I'm saying? The reptilians, and yes, yeah, you heard me. You heard correctly. The reptilians, they eat people. Even with some of these celebrities. Some of these celebrities sold for money and fame and they ate people too. So when you hear on the news that I'm just telling you, letting you know, when you hear on the news somebody was is missing, they did, cause somebody murdered them and ate them. When you hear on the news somebody, I'm letting you know right now, when you hear on the news a teenager came up missing, or a boy or a girl came up, little boy or little girl came up missing, somebody murdered them and then ate them. So the whole Pizzagate thing is real. They do eat people at Pizzagate. They do drink people blood at Pizzagate. They do bathe in people blood at Pizzagate. And they do a lot of evil things at Pizzagate. And I'm gonna tell you like I told you before, if you think I'm lying, which I'm not by the way, I don't have nothing to gain by lying. Anytime I tell y'all something, it's factual and I'm telling you the truth. But if by some chance you don't believe me, all you gotta is do your research and look it up. But I'm telling you the truth. But if you don't believe me, do your research and look it up. I want to thank y'all for watching today's video. Have a blessed day wherever you are in the world.